Hey Jody,
You
what's up,
won't
girl?
believe what happened, girl. I finally got that promotion that I've been working so hard for, girl. I'm so excited.
Gosh, that is amazing, girl. You have to tell me everything.
Oh my gosh, I'm just so relieved, girl. I'm going to manage this new project, but wait, I have to give you all the details.
Wait.
So I'll be
Girl, guess who just walked in? You remember the guy from the gym that I told you about, girl? He's looking so fine today.
Renee, just listen to me now. I got the promotion right now, so can you just let me finish?
Oh, wow, girl, he's starting to walk over here. What should I do? Hold on, let me act cool. Should I say something, or do I have to? Let me play it smooth.
Renee, I'm serious. I'm going to be leading the team and everything, girl. This is such a big step for me.
Hold up, girl. He's coming closer. Okay. I think I'm gonna say hi, or maybe should
Renee,
I just
did you
wait?
hear what I just
gosh, he's
said?
actually
I'm
looking
going to
at
be
me right
managing
now.
the team. I've been working so hard for this.
Oh my gosh, girl, this is it. I have to go and talk to him. Let me talk to you soon, all right?
Hey, Renee.
Hey!
Did you really just hang up on me?
Let's keep it 100. I really believe every woman has been boy crazy at some point in their life. The question is, do they outgrow it? I too was boy crazy in high school. I didn't grow up with a father in my life, no uncles, no brothers, etc. So I had a genuine curiosity about men. But once I figured them out, they just want to have sex. My curiosity faded. If you are boy crazy, please keep watching this video. And if you have a friend that's boy crazy, please keep watching this video. I'm gonna drop some gems on how you can try to get out of that horrible cycle. If all of your conversations revolve around men or start somewhere and end up with men, you most likely are boy crazy. If the highlight to your week or your year was seeing a man, dating a man, if you find yourself daydreaming about a man that you just met, if every decision you make for yourself inside and out is around a man, how you dress, how you carry yourself, what you wear, how you do your nails. Unfortunately, we live in a patriarchal society that tells little girls they need to grow up and be Cinderella and spend their life vying for a man and getting married, etc., etc. But the real gag is the fact that women, we are so much better off when we put our attention on ourselves. When you are boy crazy, you're taking your attention and you're putting it outward instead of putting it inward. Your life is revolving around a man. Your self-esteem is super low. You think that a man is the ultimate goal. You need to take a hard look in the mirror and identify why your self-esteem is so low. Make actionable plans to fix it. And do not date until your self-esteem is where it needs to be. You need to become a truly confident woman. You need to learn to love yourself through and through. Love your body, love your internal beauty, love it all, baby, before you deal with a man. There is hope for you, sis. But unless you take actionable steps to get yourself out of this and see all that life can be and all that you have to contribute to this world, and that a man is just an accessory to your life, an accessory to your fit, you're going to be stuck in this cycle. Wish you the best of luck.
What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. Don't know it's your favorite island girl, Jody here from the 876. Hint, yes, you guessed it right. Talking about boy crazy friends. I know those women who are just completely 100% obsessed with men. Them breed, them eat, them sleep, talking about boys. This is no offense to anybody, might I add. In my culture in Jamaica, would I say those girls, you love man like dog. Honestly, if you ever dealt with a friend like this, then you know exactly what I mean.
Being in my early 20s has taught me one thing. The worst type of female friends you can carry around is the ones that do anything for male validation. Or the girls who are just boy crazy, period. Those type of girls will do anything to embarrass you in front of men. Every time y'all go out, you guys are secretly competing. The friendships don't last because as soon as they get a man, whether it's their boyfriend or not, they're going to up and leave. And then they're going to come back around once they don't got nobody again. And they're so emotionally draining because every conversation they have is going to be about a man. Anything you guys do, they're going to make it about a man. I remember one time about 3 years ago, I had this one girl that I tried to hang out with. We gonna call her Ivy. So Ivy asked me to hang out, and as soon as we started hanging out, she started talking about her boy problems, which is fine. I'm a girl's girl. Let's listen. When I tell you this boy did Ivy so dirty, like was just playing this girl's face the whole time. Like I can't even get into much details about the story, but just know this boy was playing her in her face, and she still liked him. She knew the boy was not right for her, but she would still ask me like, what you think I should do? What you think I should do? And I told her, block him, leave him alone, stop entertaining him. He's not worth your time. You know, this girl did not like my answer. Mind you, it took her about 15 minutes to tell me the whole story. Called somebody else while we were supposed to be hanging out and told them the whole story. Now I'm just walking next to her while she's talking to somebody else on the phone while she's telling the whole story. She didn't like their answer too, so she hung up the phone and now we're talking. While we're walking, I don't remember where we were walking to. I think we were getting pizza or something. He was just like, oh my God, girl, you ain't see them boys looking at you? You don't see them boys looking at you? And I'm like, no. She was like, girl, he looked back at you and everything. And I'm like, well, I don't be paying attention to stuff like that when I'm outside. She was just like, damn, like, why do I never get like a man to look at me? And I'm like, I don't, like, maybe you don't notice it. I was like, maybe you don't notice it like the way I don't be noticing. She was like, no, girl, like, they don't ever be looking at me. And I didn't know what to say. Like, what the? Fast forward, she invited two of her male friends, and we were all walking and talking, chit-chatting. But every time I said something, she tried to make me look stupid in front of the guys. Whether she was trying to point out how skinny I am, talking about, oh, Khalid, you need to eat more, you need to eat more. Or, like, I would say something, she'd be like, nah, that's mad dumb. Girl, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, are you picking on me right now? So after the third time, I started getting irritated. We were walking past a museum. I'm like, oh, let's go into this museum. She was like, nah, that looked mad childish, da-da-da. But the guys was like, oh, that actually looked mad fun. Let's go. As soon as the guy said, let's go, she like, all right, bet, let's go. We went in the museum. The museum was closing, so we got a whole bunch of free stuff. We got free tickets inside the museum. We got free candy. They was giving us free samples. We had a great time. But we were the only people in there. Now we're going to fast forward to when we started having dinner, because this is the part where I really snapped. We're all in Shake Shack, and we're sitting down eating our food. And the guy starts asking me questions, trying to get to know me better. And they're like, oh, you know, how old are you? This, that, third. At the time, I think I was only 19. But all of them were like 22, 23, 24. I told them how I just moved into the city, how I just got my own apartment, and how I'm talking to a guy at the moment. I think I really like him. So I told him about our first date, and she was just like, how do you like a guy that you just met? Girl, when I tell y'all, I clocked the fuck out of her, because I'm like, you talking to a guy that you know had a girlfriend, is cheating on you, and you let him sleep in your house, bitch. And I told her, I don't like the fact that you've been trying to point shit out about me all night. She was like, oh, why would you say that? I was only fucking with you. I really poured my heart out to you, and you just gonna throw it in my face to try to embarrass me? You've been trying to embarrass me all night. Now we're fucking even Steven. Then try to have her friends call me talking about, oh, I should apologize to her. Bitch, I never hung out with that girl again. Those girls that be boy crazy will do anything to embarrass you in front of a man. They will always compete with you secretly about a man. Don't let it be you. Lock in and cut them bitches off.
It's like every second of their day revolves around some man. I'm like, sis, just, take a break, take a breather. We can talk about something else. It's like every single conversation starts and ends with,
you think he likes me?
Like, girl, I don't even know what I'm going to eat for lunch, much less to know what is going on in a man's head. And let me just be real for a second. It can be draining. There's only so much energy I can give to analyzing the same situations over and over again. And the worst part is when they actually shift the conversation, mean that you're talking about something meaningful like your goals and your dreams. Somehow, they automatically just get back to men. I'm sure I'm not the only one. You could be talking about your cat named Bella, and then all of a sudden, this girl is like,
oh yes, I knew this guy and he had a coworker named Bella.
Being boy crazy is not cute at any age, but it's especially alarming when you're in your mid to late 20s, 30s, and even 40s. And I used to be friends with someone like that, and I'm not anymore. When someone revolves their worth around how other people perceive them, in this case, the opposite sex, as creator explained, like, I'm just trying to have a nice time, you're out here crying, you're always I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience, and this is very deep-rooted. You are not a friend to them. You're an audience, or you're a sounding board, or you're a support system. They actually don't really care about you. You are a placeholder for them emotionally until they meet someone who can love them in the way that they want or whatever. But here's the thing. I also believe a lot of these people are not to be trusted, because on one occasion I was out with this, but I've known them for a really long time, like my entire adult life. Okay. And they were texting their guy friend they knew for many years. I said, what's he doing at this time of night? And we were celebrating something in my life. Not that I care that you're on your phone, but it was she wasn't even there, And I was like, isn't he like spending time with his fiance, whatever? And she went in this whole thing how he always had a crush on her. She never wanted him, but now she's single. And his fiance is 8 months pregnant, and he was sending her flirty, sexy texts. So I said, how would you feel if that was your man, and her man, mind you, cheated on her? She has kids. I said, how would you feel if that was so-and-so that did it to you? And you know what she said? But I knew him first. And that's when I realized that was my cue to just get as far away from you as possible, because you are like a decade older than me and you've learned nothing about morality or the world. At some point, these people will honestly put their own children like at the bottom of the hierarchy for a little scraping of male sexual attention or validation. So please don't for 1 second think that they actually care about you as a human being. You are just like a prop, someone that they can go out with in hopes to pull more people. I don't find it trustworthy. I don't find it interesting conversation. And another thing is you're always going to be perceived competition, even if they know it or not. So this person would go out, talk to people, and then go like, oh, you're friends with the astrologer. Oh, like, we've met her friend, she's cool. And then somebody would say, so-and-so is single, she's his type. This happened on like 5-6 occasions in like 1 year. She'd be like, yeah, for sure, for sure. Then tell me about it. And I said, yeah, like, hook it up. And then she would try to get him herself. And if she couldn't bag him, she would pretend that he lost interest or just bury the conversation or full stop ignore me if I asked what happened to that guy. Please grow up. Get away from these people.
Let's talk about this behavior and how it impacts you. It's not just annoying, but it can actually start to mess with your mindset. Being around someone who constantly centers men, like in every aspect of their life, make you feel like you're probably missing out on something, especially if you're not a headstrong person. You might start even to question yourself, like, am I caring enough about dating? Should I be focused more on men too? You know, it makes you wonder. But I can tell you, no sis, you're good. Just focus on your own peace, your own growth, and of course we'll get that bag. That's exactly where your energy should be, especially in 2025.
I've only ever had one friend that was boy crazy, and now that I know the signs on everything I love, that would never happen again. But I'm gonna tell you a story about like the most effed up thing she ever did, and the reason that I knew for a fact that I could never hang out with her again. We're gonna call her Jamie. I met Jamie as a freshman in high school, and we were pretty cool actually. At first, we were really good friends, and I don't know when we stopped talking on a consistent basis in freshman year, but I do remember very vividly that whenever she finally lost her V card, after that, she was getting cracked by the entire football team. My high school was a PWI, so most of the black guys there mainly like messed with Caucasian girls, and she was a Caucasian girl, and there were black guys on the football team. They were pretty attractive, right? So she's going crazy. She was having a time. This was all common knowledge. Like, this was not like news to anybody. Everybody knew this around the school. Then we slowly stopped hanging out. And freshman year, like sophomore year, we really kind of like, we weren't hanging out. I got a new group of friends, and it wasn't until junior year that like I kind of like started associating with her again, just because like the friends of, you know, like I still knew of her, and I still have other people that were cool with her. I just didn't hang out with her like that. And one of my other good friends at the time, Lexi, was about to have a birthday, and she was turning 18. I had already turned 18. Jamie is gonna be, we're gonna call the girl, was already 18, and she had a car as well. And it was at the time where it's like, okay, not everybody had a wit, but the people that did, it was like they were like the plug. So Jamie was always looking for a good time. She was always looking to go out or whatever. So you already knew, like, if you needed to go do something, you could hit up Jamie, and Jamie's down, right? Another key factor about Jamie is that she wasn't just like boy crazy. She was crazy. Like, she had the worst attitude of anyone that I've ever known or met in my life, and she can ruin a moment like nothing. So Lexi and I are gonna go out to the club to celebrate Lexi's birthday because she's about to turn 18. And Lexi's like, you know what, I hit Jamie up so that Jamie can be the one to drive, so we can just focus on having a good time. I'm like, bet, cool. So we meet at Jamie's house. Lexi's already dressed, I'm already dressed. Me and Lexi at the time really just didn't wear we just didn't really wear makeup like that, so we just put mascara on, and we're ready to go. Look, everybody's like ready to go. And we get to Jamie's crib, and Jamie's like still putting on her outfit and still doing her hair. And when she sees what we're wearing, she suddenly hates her outfit. So she's mad at what she's wearing. And it's not even about her. It's Lexi's birthday. So like, why? It's not really about her, but she's mad now that about her outfit because she doesn't like what she's wearing. And we have to convince her that it's fine, like it's good, like we're ready, like, you know, because we're like, bro, let's get out the door. So we're headed over to the club, right? And we're in Houston, Texas. Of course, like, we've been in Houston as a woman, like, you can start clubbing whenever you want to. I started going to the club at like 16, 17 years old. People be like, how? I'm like, bro, it's just different out here. Anyways, we go to the club, and whenever I'm in the club, and I'm in, like, you know, I'm an extrovert. Lexi and I are actually both really extroverted. So, like, in the club, it's like a perfect setting. Like, it's like meeting people, having fun, dancing. So, if Lexi and I ever get separated, she knows I'm fine. I know that she's fine. Now, Jamie was not really that kind of person that could really, like, go out and talk to people. So, whole night, she's getting mad because we're not, like locked, like, we're not, like, all staying together the whole night and everything like that. Meanwhile, we're just trying to have fun. We get to a section, all right, and in this section, she meets a man wearing a fedora. This is kind of where things, like, because I said she's boy crazy, right? So this is kind of where things take a turn. I don't even know where she found this man. I don't know where she found homeboy. All of a sudden, she's a couple drinks in. She's dancing on him crazy. They making out in the club, going in. Just met this man, right? So they're locked in all night. Like, they're locked in all night until the lights come on. So lights come on, and then we go outside the club. And we meet his friends because she's over here on the side with him. So we're talking to his friends. We end up talking. She's like, you know what? We're going to go to the next spot. I'm going to ride with him to the next spot. Right? He's going to ride with me in the car. So, like, we now are not able to ride in the car with her. She's going to ride with him so they can go do the thing that adults do. And now, like, okay. So me and Lexi were going to ride with her, like, his friend that we had just met, that we did not know, to the next spot, which is like a strip club. So we're like, all right, you know, cool, I guess. So we get in the car with him. We've been in the car 5 minutes. He runs 3 red lights straight through. Craziest. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, what are you on? Me and Lexi are screaming in the car. Cop pulls us over immediately. I'm like, officer, I don't know who this man is. He ends up letting us go for some reason. This man literally, like, ran 3 red lights back to back to back in Houston, Texas. I'm like, oh my God, I need to get out of this car. But we can't because, like, Jamie is already with homeboy doing her thing. So we literally had no other choice. Like, she drove. It's her car. She said, go find the ride to the next spot. I'm going to meet you there. So we get to the next spot, thankfully. Like, we get to the next spot safely, whatever. After what happened, after we getting pulled over. So we get there, and when we're outside, she's still not coming to the front of, like, the strip club. We're at the strip club now. So she's not coming out, and we're like, where is the car? Where are you? Where are you at? Somehow, some way, like, she comes, but then she leaves, but I have her keys at this point. I have her keys, and she's with homeboy and his. We're not with his friends, and they had got us some wings or whatever. And then I had given her keys back, and she had said she needed to go get something from the car, so I give her keys back. And next thing you know, she's headed home, and she leaves us at the strip club at 3 a.m. in Houston, Texas. We were like 18 years old. We had probably like 10% battery on each of our phones, and like no bread, no cash, no nothing. Left us in Houston. That was the first time I've ever been left. Like, I was like, I didn't know people did that, because I never would do that. And like at a strip club, nothing but all these niggas around us, all these men around us, and she just leaves, and she is like, for literally no reason. So when we put 2 and 2 together, she's like, she just left. Like, wait, she just went home. Like, no thoughts about it. Didn't say a single thing. She went home. And because she had already done what she did with the homeboy, she really didn't care about anything else. She's like, okay, well, bye. No call, no text. So now we're standing in front of the strip club, and I'm like, bro, okay, we got to get in the strip club until we can charge our phone or something. We go up to the front, the bouncer at the front, he says $20 to get in. I said, I'm not going to lie, sir, we literally don't have any money. I said, we don't have any money at all. He said, oh, can't come in. I said, all right. So we're walking away, but then he brings us back over. He's like, all right, y'all don't have anything? I said, literally nothing. I literally no money. And he said, okay, just come on in. So my first time going to a strip club, by the way. I'm like, oh my God, big booty women up in here. We're in the strip club, charging our phones, things like that, whatever the case may be. And then we got some food from the people that were in there, and then we were able to get an Uber and had an Uber home. We had to Uber to her crib,
Ubered to her house. We get there, door is locked. She literally just sound asleep in bed. Didn't worry, didn't like night. And I had never met a person that could care so little about someone else's well-being. I was just like, what are you like? I just can't even fathom. We were just so angry. We can't fight someone on their own property because it's gonna bring about different type of lawsuits and things like that. We're banging on her window. We're literally like, I'm getting something. We're everything. She's literally like sound asleep as if she just didn't leave two people. Like, I don't understand how people leave with somebody and then come home without them and be like, oh yeah, it's just a chill day. Like, what are you talking about? I've never left someone at a location. You'd have to tell me you have someone. Like, it's just like super irresponsible, just like, and just so careless. And I'm not gonna lie, that's why she was just super self-centered, the worst person I've ever met. I don't hate her or anything, but like, that's on everything I love. You couldn't pay me to hang out with her, couldn't pay me to talk to her. We don't talk, we don't speak. After that, I was like, oh yeah, you only need someone to show you that one time. I don't give people like that second chances ever. You only need to show me one time that you don't even care about my well-being, and we wrap that up. She just always was about boys, men, this. As soon as, like, I'm so serious, like, she was getting cracked by everybody. She really didn't care. Her mom used to be so disappointed in her. She used to be yelling at her and getting so mad at her, and I get it. She just terrible. 0 out of 10. Women that are too obsessed with men will always put your life in jeopardy or put you in situations that you would never put them in. 0 out of 10. Just 0 out of 10.
I've also realized that these boy crazy friends have a way of making you feel like their chaos, it somehow feels contagious, and that's definitely not the vibe we're going for. Let's get into the real tea and talk about how toxic this behavior can really turn, because you find that boy crazy friends can be so competitive, then become jealous and even manipulative when it comes on to men. That friend who just somehow always needs to be that center of attention whenever a guy is around just start to act out, and you wonder, who is this? Do I even know you? Are you my friend? It makes you wonder.
One of the worst kind of friends you can have is the boy crazy girls. I did have a friend like that, and it was so fucking exhausting listening to her talk about boys and boys only every time we met up. She was always complaining as to why they didn't treat her right, and they all did the same thing with her. I was the one trying to bring her back to reality and try to show her how to respect herself so that others can do that, but she never listened because she was so fucking insecure that she needed that validation externally and from men. She was dependent on male validation. That's the kind of red flag I look out for when I'm forming new connections nowadays. Because, like, for example, when I see that all a girl does repost is about boys, and boys, I get the immediate ick. Because what do you mean? You revolve your whole life around boys? Girl, be so for real. Don't do that to yourself. Please. Go to therapy instead.
And I realized too that with these kind of friends, there is definitely a lack of support, because when you need advice or just someone to listen to, their focus isn't you, the focus is on whatever guy they are obsessing with in that week. And over time, this can definitely make you feel like your needs really don't matter, and that's not the kind of energy that you need in your circle.
You can't be friends with women who are boy crazy and obsessed with male attention.
Okay, no, but can we talk about this one? Because no offense if the shoe fits, but women who are boy crazy are a liability, and quite frankly, they not your friends for real. Women who prioritize male acceptance and validation over everything will do quite literally anything to get it, including throwing you, their friend, under the bus, trying to embarrass you to make them look better, and in worst case scenarios, putting you and your safety at risk, for example, leaving you alone at a party to go be with a guy. Not to mention, their only contribution to their friendship is them talking about guys relentlessly and usually being extremely self-centered because all they want to talk about is the guys you're talking to and the problems that come with it. Unfortunately, these women find their identity in their proximity to males, and it's sad to see and be around. But as sad as it may be to see, that ain't my problem to fix, okay? I make sure to steer clear of women who are very much boy crazy, because the character Cassie isn't just on a TV show, she's in real life too, okay?
This is where decentering men comes in, and let's say it louder for the people, especially in the back.
Your life does not need to revolve around
Men. But don't get me wrong, guys. I know that relationships can be great, but they're not the be all and the end all of our existence.
You need to be friends with women who don't center men around their whole life. Like, I will gladly talk to you about men and relationships, but if that's the only thing that we talk about when we meet, I don't want to talk about it. Like, give me something else. Like, what do you have, hobbies? Like,
I totally get what you mean.
Yeah.
I think every girl loves to like kiki
100%.
chat about like
dating
and boys and like
Yeah.
all of these things. Yes, obviously that's like gossiping is part of what makes womanhood. But I think that gets to a point where it's like, if the only thing that we can talk about is men, it's boring. What else is there now besides boys? Because sometimes I don't want to do that. Sometimes I don't want to talk about boys.
sometimes they're interesting, but sometimes they're not. So, like, we need to have a different conversation. But like I said, I am more than happy to talk about it, you know? But it just cannot be something every time we meet. That's the only thing that we talk about.
Also,
And when I say decentering men, it doesn't mean that you hate men or you never want to date. It just means that they're not the center of your universe. Don't eat, dream, sleep, breathe them. And honestly, you deserve friends that actually do understand that.
Don't eat me up for this, okay? But as a 25-year-old woman, I've come to the terms with the fact that I no longer want to surround myself with women that don't know their worth. Because it's like, come on, it's exhausting. I got to keep reminding you of what you deserve, what you should be treated like. Like, every time we link, you're crying, singing kumbaya because this man done broke your heart again and again and again. I'm sick of it. I am not your therapist, girl. I'm trying to have me a time. I like women around me that feel like they got gold in between their legs. That feel like men are like buses. Miss one, next one, team one coming.
If you're sitting there and just thinking, wow, this sounds like my friend, don't worry, sis. Me have you. I got you. The key here is boundaries. You don't have to cut off somebody completely. I mean, unless you want to, but you have to protect your peace. Friends start spiraling into a boy crazy territory during a conversation, then you probably try to redirect the topic. For example, if she starts by saying,
Oh my gosh, do you think he likes me?
you can hit her with maybe, but let's talk about you. What's going on with you and your goals of lately? And, you know, in a subtle way, you can shift that conversation without being confrontational. And if that doesn't work, you know, it's okay to step back because you are allowed to prioritize your friendships that actually add value to your life and not to drain it.
Boy crazy women are not your friends. And any friendship that you think you have with them is a one-sided friendship. When a woman finds her self-worth in male attention and male validation, they will do anything to get it. These women will choose whatever man is currently giving them attention over you, over themselves, and over everything else. Even if that means, in a worst-case scenario, putting you in a potentially dangerous situation, like leaving you alone at a bar without telling you because they wanted to go see a man. Sound familiar? But these women will be the first to call you when they need something. They got dumped, and they need to talk about it, which is also exhausting to be on the other end of. The point is, you cannot expect a woman to see the value in female friendship when she doesn't even see the value in herself.
The question is, should you just blatantly tell your friend that she's boy crazy? Well, it depends. You know your friend and you know her personality. Let me just say this. If you're going to have that conversation, it is important to come from a place of love and concern and not judgment, because you don't want her to feel like you're attacking her. And at the same time, you need to set the boundaries and let her know that her constant obsession with men isn't healthy. And if she's a true friend, then she'll definitely respect your feelings and might even appreciate your honesty. But if she's not willing to hear you out, then this might be a sign that it's time to reevaluate that friendship. End of the day, life is too short, and I believe that we are all too grown for unnecessary drama. As per usual, Islanders, you know, I'm gonna encourage you to keep building those healthy, supportive relationships that lift you up and not come for dry you down. And as per usual, guys, let me know your thoughts about today's topic down in the comment section. And if you've ever dealt with a boy crazy friend, let me know and how did you handle it? As per usual, guys, thank you so much for watching until the end of another video. If you haven't already liked or subscribed, now is the time to go ahead and do so. And if you want to continue to watch more relatable topics like these, you can go ahead and click that up next video where they right you saw on your screen and enjoy the day away. As per usual, guys, thank you so much again for watching. My name is Jody and I aspire to inspire. Until next time, guys, walk good.